Salute Goodbreads and welcome to the Goodbread Wrestling channel, also known as Figure 4 TV. Now today we're going to talk about ways WWE should debut Oba Femi on the main roster. So y'all check out the intro, and when we come back, we tackle this. Like button, guys. Today we book Oba Femi's debut on the main roster. So those of you that might not know who Oba Femi is because you don't watch NXT, he's one of the most dominant NXT champions of our time. He holds the title for well over 250 days. He also had the NXT North American title that he held for more than 250 days. He recently dropped the title to Ricky Saints. That's the AEW free agent that came on over. And if you notice, NXT, every single title is being held by a AEW free agent. Well, he been out of sight and out of mind, and that's good. I'm glad that they had him drop the title and then they just let him go off, out of sight and out of mind, because that's gonna help them book him. My first booking decision, and it's just one, no particular order, guys, is I say we have Oba Femi answer the United States Open Challenge. Now, we know recently Ilya Dragunov came back from injury and he beat Sami Zayn for the title. Well, he also is going to continue the tradition of the US Open Challenge. So any given Friday, we could have Oba Femi answer and defeat Ilya Dragunov, because Oba Femi is one of those larger-than-life superstars. You don't want to play around with him. He got momentum. You want to ride that momentum. So I can see Ilya coming out there, announcing his open challenge, and out pops Hawoom. And he goes and beats down Ilya and becomes the United States champion. That works too because he have Nigerian descent, and we normally give our United States championship to the international superstars on our roster, preferably the Asians or the Russians, but this would be refreshing to have a Nigerian United States champion. Now, WWE, all you gotta do is book it. Our next scenario, guys, is one of the obvious ones, and I say we bring him out at this year's Royal Rumble 2026. We let our Oba Femi come out and we have him win this year's Royal Rumble in his debut. He's the Royal Rumble winner. And he could go on to pick either Cody or whoever has the World's Heavyweight Championship at that time. A lot of people are saying Roman Reigns might be the World's Heavyweight Champion come WrestleMania. So then he could pick between Cody or Roman Reigns. And in my personal opinion, I'd love to see Oba Femi versus Roman Reigns. I would love to see the passing of the torch, because we don't even see Roman like that. You know what I mean? Roman don't need the win. He could actually pass the torch to Oba Femi. So our next scenario would be having Oba Femi win the Royal Rumble. He could come out at 30, or he could come out at one of them 20 numbers. We don't need him to be there for the whole time, because when his music hit, it's gonna pop. It's gonna blow the roof off of any building that they in. Those are the obvious and the easy booking scenarios. Now, I also thought about this. You remember back in the days, guys, how Shawn Michaels had Diesel for his muscle? And notice, WWE love to use this. They love to use the muscle guys, whether he's a good guy and he's a muscle for the good guys, or whether he's a bad guy and he's a muscle for the bad guys. I think we can bring Oba Femi in as somebody's muscle, as their bodyguard. And right now, we got John Cena with this tour. He gonna need some help. John Cena getting old, he getting worn down. Brock Lesnar is destroying him, and hold that thought, because a lot of people want to see Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. So now if Oba Femi is brought in as John Cena's bodyguard. When Brock Lesnar go to attack John Cena again, we'll have Oba Femi there to stand guard. Vice versa, if you want to have him be the muscle of a heel, when Seth Rollins come on back, Seth Rollins is going to need some backup because his vision turned on him. So you can pair him with Seth Rollins also, and that might make a great duo. He just be the muscle for Seth, just to get him started. I know it's a waste of a character just having him as a muscle, but it'll get his feet wet, and it'll get him some TV time, and it'll automatically launch him into a main program, a main event program. So don't balk at that option just yet. All right, now our next scenario. I don't know about y'all, but if y'all think Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman alliance is gonna last long, you could forget about it. You could already see the cracks, and the writing is already on the wall. Braun Breaker don't believe Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is trying to tell Braun Breaker to be patient. You know what I mean? But we in the era of instant gratification, and you can see it in Braun Breaker. He really don't want to listen to Paul Heyman. He want to do things his way. So here is when you can have Paul Heyman get that feeling. Paul Heyman a smart guy. So what if Paul Heyman have Oba Femi in the background? What if he have Oba Femi and he's gonna advocate for Oba Femi as soon as him and Braun Breaker get some smoke? Because they're gonna turn on each other. Paul Heyman know that Braun Breaker is kind of immature and he reckless. See, Paul Heyman can't deal with the reckless young superstars. Every time we see Paul Heyman advocate for somebody, he's advocating for a journeyman, somebody that's been around the block for a while. Everybody, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, those were not future superstars. Those was the right now superstars. So Paul Heyman, he don't do a great job at building a breakout superstar. Paul Heyman to jump on something that's hot and ride that wave. Who is hotter than Oba Femi? So Paul Heyman can be the advocate for Oba Femi, and we just wreak havoc on the roster for Paul Heyman, which is also great too, because Oba, well, not really, because Oba promo is not bad. Oba Femi is not a bad promo, but you don't have to talk. You can let Paul Heyman do the talking for you. So that's one way we can debut him. Paul Heyman can bring him on out and have him beat up on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. In the event, whatever WWE is planning for Oba Femi, they need to make it larger than life. This is a larger than life superstar, once in a lifetime athlete. I mean, Oba Femi, the way he sells for his opponent is elite, and you can't find a big man that can sell the way Oba Femi sells. Also, again, he's not a bad promo. He is not a bad promo at all, and he's not green in there. Oba Femi is an athlete. We saw that when he was in there against TNA Moose, one of the most underrated matchups this year. That was a very good match on NXT TV. I always said that Oba Femi reminds me of late great Ultimate Warrior. I mean, he's not dominant, but he has all the intangibles Ultimate Warrior didn't have. Ultimate Warrior he was one of the worst promos I ever saw. And Ultimate Warrior was really, really green. Ultimate Warrior couldn't sell either. But Oba Femi reminds me of Ultimate Warrior because of his dominance. Also, I told you that his NXT run saw him just destroy everybody in NXT, so that when he got to become the NXT champion, he didn't have no good opponents. Wasn't too many good opponents that we could put in there with him, because he beat everybody, becoming the North American champion. And that's the only problem I don't want him to run into on the main roster. So they gotta use him sparingly, and they also gotta make sure anything they put him in makes sense. WWE, they is brutal to the big men. They only see the big men as attractions. So they put big men in these attraction matches, and they don't like giving the big men the world's heavyweight title. And I noticed that when it came to The Undertaker. The Undertaker is one of the most dominant big men in pro wrestling history, but it wouldn't show in his title runs. Yes, he had the title 7 times, but it shouldn't show. When you as dominant as The Undertaker, you think The Undertaker is on the list to becoming one of those people that could tie John Cena. And no, because it was always thought that The Undertaker didn't need a title because he was a big man and his persona spoke volumes. Don't do that with Oba Femi. Give Oba Femi the title. Give Oba Femi a chance. Do not treat him like Baron Corbin. Do not treat him like Damian Priest. We got to give him the Gunther treatment. All right, this is one of your stars that you grew from the ground up. He was in the NIL program. Then he was on the LFG. Then he moved on to NXT. We got to continue the momentum with Oba Femi. What if Paul Heyman starts his own vision? What if we put Oba Femi, Brock Lesnar, and Tony D'Angelo in a stable led by Paul Heyman? What if he's debuted to the main roster in a stable? Because Tony D is also another one of those NXT characters that have reached his potential. He reached his max potential. It's time for him to move up now too. Now I know WWE, they have released this teaser where they have men walking into like a boardroom or a war room they call it, with dress shoes and dress pants on. Oba Femi he's not shy to wearing a suit. He wore a suit in NXT. Not saying that he's one of them, but who knows? What if that the people that went in that room were Tony D'Angelo and Oba Femi? Last but certainly not least, what if WWE is planning to put him and Almost in a tag team? Man, that would be a dominant tag team, right? What if you add Almost and Oba Femi in that stable that we just talked about? So you'll have Almost, Oba, Tony D'Angelo, and Paul Heyman running crazy on the main roster. And yes, you should keep him on SmackDown. I think Oba Femi should be debuted on SmackDown. That's why that US Open Challenge idea is not a bad idea, because we need characters on SmackDown. With everybody clamoring and running to Monday Night Raw to make Netflix numbers, we need more people on. We need new matches, fresh matchups on SmackDown. And if you have Oba Femi on SmackDown fighting Drew, Jacob Fatu, and hold on, what if Oba Femi is used to be Jacob's attacker? That's another scenario. We can debut him. And what if he's Drew McMuscle? He can also be featured as Drew McIntyre's muscle. But think about it, guys. What if Oba Femi is the one that attacked Jacob Fatu? Now, we know that it's Randy Orton. Randy Orton is behind that. But it will make for a good swerve. Oba Femi attacked Jacob Fatu. So you guys let me know. How would you book Oba Femi's debut on the main roster? If you like any of the booking decisions that we said here, let me know down in the comment section, guys. I love to hear your opinion. Like, share, and subscribe if you're new over here. Also, guys, click into the video right here that's gonna pop up on the screen. This is yesterday's video, and you might have missed it. I'll see you guys later. Thank you.
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal.
No lie, he's wild in there.